Guys, what is up? It is Espada BTM here, and this is just a video to talk to you. I mean, it's off schedule, but to talk to you about my new deck that I've been playing on Dueling Network. It is so much fun, and it's just the best thing ever. Okay, guys, it is the Madolche archetype. I found this completely by accident. I stumbled upon it on Dueling Network after being set a challenge by my friend to make a non-popular Earth Attribute deck, and I found them, and I fell in love completely. Now I must say, from multiple playtesting, that is a great archetype. It's so much fun to play, and I'll be definitely playing these when they come out. They are a set of Earth-type monsters from Return of the Duelist. Their names and combos are all parts of French royalty or posh desserts. So, straight away there, you're playing with royalty and puddings, which is... what other deck can give you that, eh? What other deck? Well, exactly, so we're already looking good. Right, the playstyle, all the cards revolve around having no monsters in your graveyard, especially Madolche monsters. And they all have an effect which helps rather drastically that when they're destroyed by your opponent, to return to the deck. Or, if Chateau's on the field, back to your hand. So therefore, you've instantly got a constant recycling ability, and also just hand advantage if you've got Chateau on the field, which you will almost certainly have. Let's go through the monsters of the deck. Well, first off, we've got Butler-esque, Madolche Butler-esque. It's a 4-star and it's 1500 attack, and it means you can easily get Chateau to your hand, because when it's summoned, when you have another Madolche card on the field, you can add one field spell from your deck to your hand. So, if you couple it with Miel Fiel, which means that when it's normal summoned, you can special summon Madolche card from your hand. So you summon that, and then you special summon, and then you've got your field spell card. Or, as this deck uses copious amounts of double summon and Opius Ultimate Offering, you can easily get a Chateau. So that means that you can free up your deck for not any terraformings. Well, I would recommend running about 2 terraformings, but instead of having those 3 terraformings, you can have another key card due to Butler's searching ability. Next, you've got Madolche Chevalier. He is a 1700 attack beat stick that you cannot target another Madolche monster for an attack target. And so when Chateau's in the field, he gains 500 attack and defense, and he's an easily summonable 2200 beat stick. Eat your heart out, Tardy Orc. Then you've got Madolche Moduline, means that you can maintain hand advantage, because when it's summoned, you get to add a Madolche monster from your deck to your hand. That could be the pudding cess that you need, or any card really that just can let you go off onto your combos. Then you've got Moople, who is my favourite. It's a sheep made out of candy floss. How can you beat that? But it prevents big hitters from attacking, because when it's normal summon, you select one Madolche monster in the field, including itself, and one monster your opponent controls, and switch them to defense mode. It's got 0 attack and 1800 defense, so you normal summon it, switch to defense mode, and an opponent monster your opponent controls. That could be anything, like a really big hitter, something that you could get over with, say, by Chevalier's 2200 attack. So, and also it's got quite high defense, so it's going to be around for a while. On to the leader of the group, which is Pudding Cess. She can go up to 2300 attack with little effort, because you need no monsters in the graveyard, so she gains 800, and you need Chateau, so she gains 500. And, so she gets 2300 attack. She's very easily summoned using Miel or Tributing, but that means you have to get rid of the monster in your graveyard, so mainly use her through Miel. And, when she destroys a monster by battle, you can destroy a card in the field. So therefore, you could easily get around and cast, say, if you destroyed one card, you could kill that Spirit Reaper that's down there, or that back row that you think's pain, or that field spell, like Dragunity Ravine, or whatever. It's cool, because Pudding Cess can do it. The field spell card, Chateau, it resets the grave, which is really, really important. When you summon it, it sends all the monsters, Madolche monsters, to your grave. Back to your deck, sorry. So therefore you can have Pudding Cess's 800 attack point bonus, and you can have the Madolche T-Break and all that sort of thing to work. So it's very, very key. And also support cards keep working, yep. It provides the attack boost and lets them put back to your hand when they're destroyed, not your deck. So that means you can constantly recycle Moople or Chevalier or whatever really, and it means that you have constant hand advantage, and this deck has, as you can guess, really good recycling power. Then you've got Madolche Madness, which means you select one Madolche in your grave, send it back to the deck, give all your monsters 800 attack more, then choose another one and send it back. This means you can, even if you don't have Chateau, say if you activated Chateau and then got some destroyed, you could then use manners to clear that and then help out even more. No, sorry, Madolche T-Break is a good negation because when it's activated, you can negate the activation of a spell trap and return it to the hand. And then if you've got pudding cess in the field, you can destroy a monster destroy a card in the field. So you can negate that play and destroy it. So you can set back that trap, but the only downside is, as you can guess, that it goes back to the hand. So if you negate a spell card, they can just activate it again. So you mainly keep that in reserve for those traps. And also, of course, that extra card destruction. Waltz, however, isn't really that good. But the card looks kick-ass because it's just a standard little burn card with 300 attack, 300 damage to your opponent when they inflict life point damage, but we don't talk about that. Support cards you could use outside the Madolche archetype then. Guardian Yatos, she is perfect for this deck because you don't want monsters in the graveyard, and Yatos can use special summon when you don't have any monsters in the graveyard. And also she adds that much needed punch to the deck, because one of the weaknesses is that they don't have a high attack power, but Yatos sorts that out. Also, the trap card Royal Prison means that monsters cannot be special summoned from the grave, and that fucks over quite a lot of decks nowadays. So yeah, epic win for Royal Prison. Also, Genix ally Birdman, it can recycle, say, Marjolaine and Princess, so you can use Marjolaine's effect again to add another one to your hand to maintain that hand advantage, and it provides tuner support and doesn't fill up the grave because it's removed from play. Ultimate Offering and Double Summon are essential. Ultimate Offering more so than Double Summon, because you can go off into this combo, which is one of the best combos of the deck. You go Marjolaine, use Ultimate Offering, Marjolaine, then you normal summon Marjolaine, get Marjolaine's effect to get another one to your hand, normal summon that using Ultimate Offering, and then rinse and repeat. Finally finish your combo with Mail Feel, special summon the remaining monsters in your hand, or that pudding cess, and then you can go off into multiple Synchro XYZ shenanigans, especially if you've got Genix ally Birdman on the field already. So that's awesome. And also, of course, Neospatian Grand Mole. You're trolling with dessert cards, so why not troll with the most annoying card in the game? Let's talk about weaknesses now. As I mentioned before, they don't have very much attack, so they're very lacking in that field. But because Moople's got 0, Botlock's only got 1500, but with that Chateau and Yatos, you can quite easily get around that. But apart from that, they're a very, very fun deck to play. They're very effective because they maintain that hand advantage, and that Chateau keeps your monsters in there and negates and it's basically a good solidarity, and it just is such a fun deck to play. It's really quite competitive actually, I found, when it gets going. I've 2-0'd 2 Dino Rabbit decks, which was very satisfying. They were like, oh my god, what the hell kind of deck is this? And I was like, what's the score, bitches? And they also look totally badass. I mean, they're each on a piece of a jigsaw puzzle. Chuvelier looks like has got a candy cane for a sword, and oh, it's just brilliant. And I'm definitely using this archetype when it comes out, and I'm definitely going to top a YCS. You heard it here first. Alright guys, WhiteNightEspada out.